Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the downsides of hormone replacement therapy. I'm coming from a male to female transition, so I'm going to be talking about estrogen and testosterone blocker. I firstly want to talk about how grateful I am for each and one of you, all of my subscribers. You guys support me so much every time I upload a video. It's so much love instantly, and I'm so grateful for you guys. It just makes me feel so good and it makes me happy to film. So I just want to say thank you for everyone. I just posted my addiction video and I got so much love. It's insane the amount of love that I got. So I'm just extremely grateful and thankful to have you guys in my life and just being an audience. It means so much. So thank you so much for just showing a lot of love and support. So the first downside that I'm going to be talking about is it is very expensive to transition with hormones. It is so goddamn expensive. I remember when I worked, my paycheck would go to my blood work, to my endocrinologist, to my therapy, to my actual prescriptions. It is insane. And my insurance personally, it did not have trans care, so it did not cover anything, and it is so expensive. I think my oh my god, someone was in a golf cart. I'm sorry, that just distracted me. My endocrinologist appointment was $175. My hormones were about like $100. My blood work was $400. It's just insane. And my insurance, and I know a lot of insurances do not cover it, and it's such a pain. I think that's why we need to talk about it, because I think more insurances should cover it, but it is so expensive. Everything just ends up adding up and it's crazy. It's insane. I have a discount now with the endocrinologist that I'm seeing right now, and my new insurance is finally covering my hormones. So I've been being able to, buy things at a more reasonable price, but it's usually very expensive. My next downside is weight gain. I used to be so skinny before hormones. I used to be like paper thin. I weighed I think I was at around 120 pounds. But with the hormones and the estrogen, I have been gaining so much weight, and it is so much harder to lose weight and to build muscle, which in my opinion, I don't like that. I want a little bit of muscle. I like having that toned body, but it's just been so bad. I've been gaining so much weight. I am around 135, 140 now, which isn't crazy. It's not absurd, but it's a 20-pound weight gain from the beginning of my transition to now. So in my opinion, it's a downside. The good thing is that the fats go to your butt and to your, tata areas, but you still gain weight in your stomach and your chin and all of that areas. So yeah, that's definitely a downside. My next downside, which really isn't a downside, but it is at the same time, is, did I just say time? At the same time is men. So this is a little bit tricky. It's a downside because now when I go out, I get catcalled, I get harassed by men a lot. When I was a guy, literally every guy thought that I was a ghost. I was invisible to men. I never got caught catcalled. No one ever paid attention to me. I was literally a ghost. But now after my transition and being on hormones for 2 years, I think I'm getting a lot more stares, a lot more catcalls. Oh my god, I'm having a hard time pronunciating. I'm having a hard time talking today. I have no idea why. But now that I'm on hormones and I've been transitioning for a while, guys have now been catcalling me, trying to flirt with me. It's just been a little bit uncomfortable when I'm outside, like at Publix or at the mall. So that's my downside, but it's also a good side because I'm getting more attention from men, which is what I want, but the catcalling is a little bit annoying. The next downside is infertility. As a trans girl going through hormone replacement therapy, that is one of the side effects, is you are going to become infertile. So for me, in the beginning of my transition, I didn't care. I didn't mind that I was going to be infertile. I actually signed documents saying that I was okay with that. But now that I'm a little bit older, it kind of feels weird. I think about my future now, and I start thinking about the fact that I can't have babies anymore. I can't have my own babies. I can always adopt and do the surrogacy route, but I can't have my own babies. And now that I'm growing up, I kind of feel it kind of doesn't sit well with my stomach anymore. Like, I feel bad about it. So for me now, a little bit after my transition, I see it as a downside, because when I was younger and I started my transition, I really didn't care. I wasn't thinking about my offspring. I wasn't thinking about my kids. But now that I'm older, I think about it, and I think it's a downside that I can't have my own babies, which is kind of weird. I'm going through like a weird phase of like having to be okay with it. But I definitely think that that is a downside. Depending on which method of hormone replacement therapy you do, there are risks involved. People end up doing injections or oral pills or patches. Me personally, I do pills, the oral method, and there are a lot of risks involved. I think there's a higher chance of getting a stroke, of getting blood clots, of having a liver malfunction. There is a lot of risks involved, but that's why you have to go to the endocrinologist and do blood work every once in a while and make sure that the dosage is working for you, because like I said before, there's a lot of risks involved health-wise. So that I think personally that's obviously a downside. And if you're doing the oral pills, this is something that you're gonna have to take every single day unless you get the surgery. So for me, it's a little bit scary because I get scared. I'm a very anxious person, and I don't want to like have blood clots or breast cancer or things like that, which that is also a side effect or a risk involved with hormone replacement therapy, is breast cancer. So there are a lot of risks involved. Like I said before, I do the oral method, so I take pills, and for me the downside is I have to take pills every single day, once in the morning and once at night, and that can be a challenge. Every day you have to remember and take the pills, and if you miss a dose, then that's going to mess up with your emotions, and it's definitely a struggle having to be consistent with the pills. I know a lot of trans girls have issues with their pills. They miss their dosage, they forget. It's an everyday pill, so it's a huge commitment, and for me that's a downside. I forget a lot of times, which is not good. You're not supposed to miss dosages because that can affect the hormone levels. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not perfect. I miss dosages quite often, so that sucks that you have to take a pill every day. Another inconvenience and downside to hormones is whenever they change your hormone dosage, my emotions are crazy. My body feels it times 10. So sometimes they change your dosage depending on your hormone levels, like if you need more estrogen or if you need less estrogen, and my body feels that so bad. I tend to get hungry, I tend to get emotional, I tend to get sad, I tend to get moody, I tend to get so many mood swings, and my body feels that times 10. And I'm sure any trans person that's watching this and has had to have their dosages mixed up and changed, you guys feel me that this is awful. It's an awful feeling to your body because obviously your hormone levels are changing. This might not apply to every trans girl, but for me personally, hormone replacement therapy has stopped the function of my private part, and for me, I see that as a downside. I am very open on my YouTube channel, and I have talked about this many times. I like my private part. I like what I was born with. I like using it, and I like how it makes me feel. So the fact that taking these hormones is not going to make it function properly and not make it work, for me personally, it's a downside. I have the hardest time just being okay with that. I think that's, for me personally, that's the biggest downside, and the reason why like I get mad sometimes is because it does not work properly. And I know that for does not apply for every trans girl, because every trans girl is completely different. But me personally, I'm one of those trans girls who appreciates what they were born with. So yeah, that's definitely a downside. It's a little bit embarrassing when, you know, you're having intercourse with someone and it's not working. But like I said, I just personally like it, so it's a huge downside. My last inconvenience and downside that I have for hormone replacement therapy is my mood swings. I was a pretty relaxed person before hormone replacement therapy. I mean, I would get sad here and there, I would get emotional here and there, I would get mad here and there, but usually it was pretty normal. But after hormone replacement therapy, my mood swings and my emotions are all over the place. It's like I'm PMSing every single day. One little thing can like trigger me to like cry. One little thing could trigger me to be super, super mad. And it's not like, okay, I'm mad. It's like very extreme. It takes me to extreme emotions. I have no idea why. I've never really been the type of person to like get really, really, really sad or get really, really mad, but after hormones, I think my mood swings have just been a mess. That is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're trans and you feel the struggle, definitely leave it in the comment section below. If you have to dispute a downside that I mentioned, you can definitely leave that also in the comment section below. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Someone keeps driving in a golf cart. I have no idea if that's like legal, but someone keeps going circles and circles and circles in a golf cart.